How many likes would it take for us to have to get to go to Orlando next week?
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Oh, hey, welcome back to the Tenbro Show, the show where I talk to my oldest bros and we talk about nothing. You guys ready to talk about nothing?
Nothing. Love it.
Well, we normally do one of these shows every week, but the last couple of weeks we've all been busy. It's the new year, but I think we're in a better time because the holidays are past and there's not quite as much going on. Have you guys done anything in the last week or so?
Recovered
From the holidays?
from the holidays.
Well, we've also had our first snow here in our hometown. We all live within like 2 miles of each other.
Yep.
And this whole town is only, 5 miles deep by 10 miles wide?
If that. Yeah, if that. Yeah.
It's barely that. But it was covered every inch of town with snow for the last week. How did you guys come out of that?
Yeah, and right here it kind of feels like a blizzard.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people probably like, what? You just said like a couple inches, but I mean, people don't, this town shuts down.
Yeah, it does. Well, yeah, and that brings up a great point. Anytime, ever, on any of my YouTube videos that I bring up snow, like, okay, now I went a little far. On YouTube, you make videos with clickbait titles. It's the only way you get anybody to watch anything. I'm making no excuses for it. But I did title our weekly video, "We Went Thrifting in a Blizzard." Or maybe I think I maybe said snowstorm. And then on Facebook, I shared it and said blizzard. And I've gotten like a dozen Instagram messages, 10 or 12 comments on YouTube that are just like, "That's not a blizzard.
Like, what are you
Come
doing?"
up to Canada and I'll show you a blizzard." It happens every time.
Fair enough, but
Yeah. It just
might as well be a blizzard because everything shuts down.
Yeah, it feels like it. And then they don't do a great job, I think, scraping the roads and stuff. So it's like for 2 days, like there was still snow and ice on the roads. So it feels there have been blizzards here where we were under what was it back in like 2015 or something like that? We were covered in a couple feet.
Yeah.
And it froze over so hard that power lines were falling.
Yeah.
And
We had an ice storm too.
That's yeah.
Like and I think that was like in 2009.
That's the one I'm talking about because I still lived here then. I hadn't left town at all.
But it was like ice. It was just straight ice. Yeah, and we were off the power grid for like a month.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Oh, when you lived in the trailer park?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Probably didn't put you guys very high priority out there, did they?
no, but luckily my Papa and my grandma and grandpa were living like in the Roosevelt house.
Okay.
Which is the big old folks building there, and of course they got their power on pretty quick, so we just crashed with them for a little bit.
Yeah, I bet they were probably very high priority.
Yeah.
It's kind of difficult putting it that way, but those electrician guys, or the city's definitely going to prioritize those old people.
Well, and they're
Rightfully
calling for
so.
like 10 more inches this weekend.
Really? Are you kidding
Yeah, I
me?
think Sunday or something.
I'm trying to get Breek on a plane right now. Let's go Florida.
Get out here before it happens.
Yeah, I don't want to go.
Well, that brings up another good topic for this week. Alex and I have been texting about taking a vacay. And so I didn't if you would have said that to me, if you would have said there's 10 inches of snow coming, I'd have been like, let's leave now.
I've looked at different models. Some say 15, some say 8, some say 10, some say 3. But regardless, I don't want any of it, and I want to be in Florida on a beach. So
yeah. Well,
Do it.
we can talk about vacation in a second, but I think I want to linger for a second on the snow because you guys have lived here. Mm-hmm. You guys haven't, except for a stint in college, a little bit here and there. Both of you have been here for the major part of the last 10 years.
Correct.
And I've been gone. I've made this point almost every episode. And I think
it's okay.
I think for the first dozen or so episodes, it's kind of going to be the point of this show, talking about how this town is and how we're adjusting to it and how you guys have lived through some things. And this is an important one. I thought I was coming back and I was going to love the snow and love the cold weather. And, because I've always been really hot. Like, it's always, like, you guys know how humid it is here in Kentucky. When I got away from here and went to California and didn't sweat for 10 years, I thought that was awesome. And now that I'm back here, I'm like, okay, wintertime. I'm not going to sweat. I'm not going to be overheated. It's going to be great. But I tell you what, I woke up on that first day it snowed. It was like, this is awesome. I miss snow so much. But it lasted about 15 minutes, and I am over it.
Yep.
Maybe if you were younger, too. We are getting older, so the cold weather with the joints.
Yes.
Like, man.
My left knee and my right
30s now.
My left knee and right elbow have not stopped hurting since it got cold.
Yeah. Maybe if it was 10 years ago,
Yeah.
it'd be different. But
I think you're right because 10 years ago I was in California, right?
Yeah.
And it was beautiful. It was wonderful. It was never cold, but it was never hot. And I long for that desperately now that I'm back here in this Kentucky weather.
Well, I never thought I'd be that way because, like, I love cold weather and snow, but this year I'm just like, fuck it.
It's been too much.
it's way too much.
I don't want it.
I feel that. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to be positive because, like, the winter's just started. If there's 10 more inches coming, who knows how long. If it just stays cold, we might get 10 inches and keep it. That happens here, right? Just snow stays on the ground for a good while.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I mean,
Because this last time it was like second or third day later and it just rained and the rain just melted it all.
majority of the time that's what happens.
Really?
But there are some periods where it will hang around for a week or two.
I feel like I should remember that. I feel like I did live here for 20 years before I left, and I feel like this should seem familiar, but it's all odd. Every day we wake up, I don't know what's going to happen because it was snow on the ground 2 days ago, and today it was almost hot outside.
Yeah.
I did yard work today.
That right there is the perfect summary of our weather.
Yeah.
though, yeah.
Yeah.
It is, and I think I'm sure a lot of you guys watch and comment below and let us know how it is. But I'm sure plenty of you are in regions of the United States where your weather is, or well, not just the United States, obviously the world, but you're in different regions where your weather is linear. Some of you might just have California weather, 70 degrees all year. Some of you might have, if you're in the Midwest like us, you might have that traditional. Midwest isn't about being hot or humid or cold. It's about being
All of them in a week.
Yeah, in 1 week's time. And it is hard to get used to.
Well, I mean, a perfect example of that is Christmas. Look at the temperature outside that day.
What day? How hot was it? Like 70 degrees?
It was 75 degrees. I was outside in shorts and a t-shirt, deep frying a
Yeah.
turkey.
You know what? I remember when I was a kid always wanting a pool party. That's all I ever wanted was a pool party. We didn't really put huge emphasis on birthdays when I was a kid. I don't think we celebrated birthdays past like 10. So this doesn't really matter ultimately. But I remember just begging for a pool party and my dad sitting me down and like, listen, Dallas, you can't have a pool party because it's always going to be freezing or below freezing on your birthday. Who's calling? You want to just answer it on the pod?
No. I thought I put that on silent. Sorry.
It'd been funny. It'd been funny if it was like, I don't know, your great aunt or something.
So I would have, but it was unknown, so I'm not.
Yeah. Spam. That's a good topic for a podcast one day is spam calls.
Yeah.
Because I've been getting some weird ones. But I remember my dad said, you cannot have a pool party. It's always going to be freezing cold in September. And joke's on him because that's not the case anymore. I don't know if it was when I was a kid and that just, it happened to be cold on my birthday one day and he's like, see, look.
And just used it so you never had a pool party.
If I had my computer plugged up to the podcast right now, we could look at the weather on my birthday at the age of 10 and see if he was just lying to me or not. Because I don't know. All I'm saying is,
experiment. Does it, yeah.
well, I'm just saying if it's warm September 5th next year, I don't know. You don't have a pool in your backyard, do you?
Oh, I can have a pool in my backyard.
I mean, I have a little one.
That's all. We don't need nothing special. Can the three of us fit in it?
No.
You have a baby pool? Like a dog pool?
I mean, it's like for kids.
I'm shaming him for the size of his pool. Alex has texted me like several pictures of pools and jacuzzis over the last couple of weeks.
A hot tub is my dream.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I'm down. We should have a pool party.
Let's dig a hole, man.
Let's not even look at the weather. Let's just do it.
Let's just do it. Let's definitely in the middle of January dig a pool, fill it up with water, or dig a hole, fill it up with water, and jump in it.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem too excited.
Hot tub, not cold tub.
What's brought on your want for a hot tub? Has it been?
I've always wanted one.
Oh, really? Well,
I tried to talk my wife into it.
So
many times.
Has you being extra cold and feeling it this year, kind of for the first time, made you want one more?
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if it'd make the joints feel good.
Been colder this year, although I think that's partially like weight loss and
Yeah.
stuff too. But
Yeah, these guys don't know. How much did you weigh this time a couple years ago?
a couple of years ago, 265 probably.
216. You're down under about 2 right now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's pretty significant.
That is. The weight you lost, I've gained.
I'd take a little bit of it back now to warm up.
Yeah, just to not be so cold.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I've yo-yoed in the last 10 years I've been gone. I've been up and down. About 60 pounds is usually what I lose and gain back in the course of a year or two. And it's not, I'm not bragging. It's not good how fast I lose it and gain it sometimes. But right before COVID, I was down 60 pounds. And then we got locked up in the house and ate cookies.
Yeah.
Yep.
I made the choice. I live with it. I chose to eat those cookies.
Is it because like you just go certain periods where you're really busy?
Well, you know what? For the last few years, it's been because in Phoenix, it's 120 degrees in the summer. Summer hits and I dropped 50, 60 pounds instantly.
Gotcha. Okay.
And to be honest with you, it might go that way here. I don't know. I mean, I'm back down now. Like I got on the scale yesterday. I'm 340. I was about to say 240. That's a lie. I was 340, and kind of at the height of my weight, I was just inches from 400. I don't know actually if I ever edged over 400, but I definitely got on the scale a few times at 380 and 385.
It's pretty close to it.
And there was a good stretch there where I never got on a scale because I don't know if you know this, but household scales, like the scale, I think there's one in your bathroom.
Yeah.
I got on it, error message.
Really?
Yeah. They air out after like 250.
Yeah.
Ooh. Hey, next time you're up
Usually
on...
it's like 325, I think.
Yeah, it's up there, but I mean,
yeah.
sometimes it depends. I've definitely got on them that, like, that won't do more than 250, and I think part of that's because like there's some sort of decided average on weight maximums for weight capacities for chairs and stuff like that. The number of times I've been on a household ladder and been up on the top step and looked down on that warning thing. No, I've looked at the sticker that just says like what the weight limit for that ladder is, and it's like 250, 230.
You're like, why'd they put this at the top?
Yeah, well, it makes zero sense, does it? But that's where that sticker usually is. I was on a ladder doing windows back in the day when I used to clean windows for a local janitorial company.
Yeah.
I was on like third floor, laddered up, looked down. The weight limit on this ladder. Now, mind you, this was like a pole ladder that you built on top. It was like sections that you stacked so that you could,
Right. Yes.
I was on top of it. The weight limit was 175. I don't know how that's possible.
Yeah.
You both weigh more than 175.
Yeah. A lot more than one.
Yeah, like you guys are average, like average-ish. Like, I'll never forget that. I never got on it again.
Yeah, I wouldn't. No. Did you get down right away, or?
Yeah. No. As a matter of fact, I told my buddy, I was like, I'm not getting. Nope. And he was like, he didn't believe me because we always worked in twos cleaning windows because it was ladder work. And he climbed up there and looked at it, and sure enough, and he's like, and he was a skinnier guy. He probably weighed like 160, so he was fine. But like normally, I'm used to seeing weight limits, and it's usually somewhere reasonable, like 280 to 3. Like I've really wanted one of those nice racing gaming chairs that all the streamers set in. I've always wanted one, and I always look at them online, and the weight limits and stuff they're down there. I don't know what to tell you. Go look those chairs up. You'll be surprised. Well, I'd say you'd be surprised how low the weight limit is, but like 98% of the world's population is below 250. So,
right,
obviously 250 is a pretty normal number. But let's talk about vacation.
Yeah. Where do we go?
Well, first of all, Zach, do you take vacations often?
I have not recently.
No?
I mean, last vacation I took was 2019, and it was to work.
Really?
With somebody else. Yeah, I did like a summer camp with kids.
Oh.
Yeah. But that was the last vacation I took. And I hit my 10 years at the company I'm with right now. And so I get 5 paid weeks of vacation a year.
Ooh,
so
wow, that's good, isn't it? Isn't that a good number?
I get 3 currently. So when I hit my 10 years, I'll go to 5. But I'm hoping to take some this year.
Heck yeah.
Do it.
Well,
Do it.
we need to all plan a trip to, I was going to say Holiday World.
No.
To Disney World.
That's just a day off.
Well, I thought Disney World, and my mouth formed the words Holiday World. We have a theme park near, like,
we should.
30 miles away.
We should.
Called Holiday World, and Alex and I have went together several times. Have we ever?
Yeah, we went one time. I think it was with a much bigger group.
Yeah, when we were younger.
Yeah.
Well, we need to do that. Alex and I have been talking a little bit about going to Disney World or something like soon. And we've literally looked at each other and said, "You want to just go tomorrow a couple times?" And, because scheduling and
like you're this
wives,
significant others, it didn't work out. Like, well, to be fair, for that last time we were talking about it, Hannah had some important deadlines with her clothes, and your wife had some important meetings coming up and stuff.
No,
so
she didn't. She just didn't want to go.
She that was her excuse to me. So we're talking about it again. And it's kind of the same kind of thing where, like, we have the time, and it's about to be cold here. There's not really any reason not to do it.
Well,
But
have you looked at the flight prices?
are they good or bad?
$49 down, like $31
you
back.
mean from here?
Yeah.
Yeah, our hometown has this little bitty airport that has daily flights to
bi-weekly flights.
Oh, bi-weekly to Orlando? What's the other one? Vegas?
St. Louis, I think. And Vegas. Yeah.
Didn't they used to do Vegas? Do they still do
I don't know if
Vegas?
they still do Vegas, but I think they did. I know they do St. Louis.
Yeah, that's Cape Air though.
Oh, is it different?
Allegiant flies to Orlando.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have no idea. I've flown out of that
I don't know,
airport
but they
once.
have deals on those.
Have you guys ever flown out of that airport? How many times?
Twice.
Was it always a normal-ish plane?
Yeah, actually.
I've flown out of it once, and it was a prop plane with the pilot and 4 people in it. And I flew from St. Louis to here.
Weight limit on that plane?
Yeah.
Oh, wait,
When you're up
wait.
in the air, you're like 175.
This
What the hell?
this whole podcast is going to be about my weight. That's exactly what happened. I got there, and we saw the plane, and I had been waiting for 6 hours. It was a huge layover. I think I paid like $40 for the flight because it was such a ridiculous add-on. But it was a situation with work, and I had to get home by a certain day. And so I was like, and it showed up. You can fly to Owensboro, our hometown. And I was like, what? I've never done that. That'll be cool. I go and I sit in the airport. The only other person waiting for the flight for hours was this lady, and she was big. She was probably 5 foot tall, whereas I'm like 7 foot tall, but she probably weighed more than me. She was really large, like 400-pound woman. But we sat there cutting up for hours, talking about stuff, and we figured out we were going to the same place. We were going to fly on this flight together. We were chummy. But her and I walk out side by side with 2 other people to get on this plane. Right, first of all, we're in a normal hangar in St. Louis. You ever flown in and out of St. Louis? Yeah. Respectable, normal-sized airport. I mean, it's a little on the small side, but I've flown in and out of there a lot. And so we're sitting at the hangar, and we expect to walk out of the thing onto the plane just like you normally do. And the lady that was calling the flight, she's like, "Oh no, guys, come over here," and walks us down the stairs out onto the tarmac to the plane. And me and this old lady side by side. And I say old, she's pretty old. She was like 80. She's a really large old woman. And we walk side by side, and then we kind of round this bigger plane, and there's a smaller plane, and it's a prop plane that could sit up here in this room we're in. And she goes, and she looks at me without missing a beat, this lady. She goes, "Dallas, if they put us on the same side of that plane, it's going to flip over." And I was like, "I know, right?" And so sure enough, we go up to the plane, and there's a little man, a tiny little man, in normal captain's garb, looking like he's about to fly a Southwest plane, as normal as it can be, but he's flying the prop plane today. And he's like, "Okay," and obviously he's had to do this before. He made no BS about it. He's like, "You guys are a little bigger, so I'm going to put you on both sides in the back." And there was a couple. There was 4. This is a 4-passenger plane. There's 6 seats, 4 passengers, 2 pilots. But this day we only had 1 pilot. He says, and then, "Ma'am and sir, you guys sat right in front of them." And sure enough, we crawled up in the back of that plane. But had to all work together to pick the older lady up and get her in the plane. Most bizarre experience ever. And it's so odd that it happened because as someone who's flown, millions of miles working on the road as I have over the last 10 years, you just always expect your flights and flight attendants to be just this extra higher level of professionalism, and you don't expect things to get as weird as that day did. It was so weird.
So you connected flights here. You weren't here.
Correct. From St. Louis to Owensboro.
And then you were going.
I was coming. That was my home trip.
Okay.
I had been on the road for like 17 weeks.
I got you.
And when the job was over, 17 weeks, my flight home was a freaking prop plane. It's the only prop plane I've ever been in. I don't even know if it was 1 or 2 props. You know what I mean? Like, It's like it goes 1 prop, 2 props, 4 props, jet engines.
I'm not entirely sure, but it's still funny.
Yeah, well, and then they also fly really low. So, like, I just saw horses the whole way home. Like, it was just off the ground, just above the trees. Really? And we weren't in the clouds.
Like, the only advantage, you just didn't have to stop at lights and stop for traffic.
Yeah,
just
pretty
right
much.
over traffic.
Yeah. Like, it was probably 120 miles an hour max, So if you ever get a chance to fly in a prop plane, do it. But I'm saying all this to say I'm assuming the planes we'll fly in if we go to, say, Orlando next week or something like that won't be prop planes.
Oh,
no. They're semi-normal size. They're not like big.
They're normal enough. They serve snacks on them.
Okay. If you get peanuts, it's fine.
Yeah.
Let me make it clear. On the prop plane, I did not get peanuts. Okay. There's no...
He just throws them back. Yeah, some peanuts.
I think
Y'all good back there?
3 seats each side of the aisle.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
so it's...
That's a normal plane.
Yeah.
It's no problem at all. That's interesting. I hadn't thought about that flight. Never. I didn't plan on talking about that today, but we brought up weight and flights and everything else. But that'll be fun. So what's the obstacle? Let's just do this live on air. What's the obstacle for us going to Orlando or wherever you might want to go?
You want to smooth talk my wife?
You want me to take the ball and get her to go? I do wonder what we could do.
How many subscribers are we at now?
That's a good question. 1,000, 1,100?
Comment below. Begging her.
Yeah.
I'll just show her.
Yes. If all 1,000, we'll have probably about 1,000 views on this. If all of you comment and say B, not as in biatch, that's the abbreviation for her name. Can we please go to Disney World? Or where are we going? Where do you want to go?
Let's go to Orlando. I'm going to go Harry Potter World.
Actually, you know what you should do?
What?
You should ask her how many comments or likes or views or something like that we have to get on a video for her to go.
You do
Can
it
you call her and ask her right now?
Right now?
Put her on speakerphone.
Okay. She's going to be so mad at me. Oh, man. I'm very curious what she says.
How many? Yeah, that's perfect.
Should you say how many likes or
likes?
should you say how many likes or should you say like if we get 100 likes?
Let's just see what she says. May have you ask her.
No, I'm not asking her. You've already got me in enough deep doo-doo. I'm very curious. Here, hold it up here. She's not going to answer. She knows what he's doing.
Yeah, so she's.
She knows where he's at. Oh,
Hey, we're recording a podcast right now. I have a question for you. What was the question?
Ask me.
How many likes would it take for us to have to get to go to Orlando next week?
Oh God.
Oh, God. She's not going to answer. How many?
How much do they normally get?
What do you normally get?
On the podcast.
Like 100 if we're lucky. Actually, I don't know. I don't know where my phone is. Hannah, look up how many likes are on our
How
last
many
podcast.
likes and comments?
That's a good question. Is she going to like shame us? I'm very sensitive about this.
I'm just
She's
trying.
gonna be like, well, I'm pretty confident.
I want to know the stats before I start throwing out numbers.
Hannah's
That's
looking.
fair. That's fair. We
Hannah's
should've been-
finding out right
we should
now.
have been more prepared.
Okay.
This. Oh. Well, tell us the last two.
Already 45 on the last one.
Okay.
One before that was 76.
Okay, so our average is about 70, and we get about 150 on the high end.
Okay. So 1,000.
Ooh.
Really?
Make her swear.
Say
Whatever.
swear.
1,000 likes and how many comments?
Oh, sorry. Shut up, Zach.
No.
I'll kill you.
Sorry. I was just gonna reply to them all.
Okay.
Here's my stipulation.
What's that?
For every like, Dallas has to give you $1.
No.
She killed me.
Okay, we're gonna hang up now.
You,
Just say you swear to the 1,000 likes, and we'll call it a day.
No.
$1?
My conditions work.
Oh man.
We'll talk to you later.
Okay, bye. You heard the woman. 1,000 likes. 1,000
We didn't
likes.
hear that last part.
And we get to go. We're over here like Phil. Me and Alex is like Phil go, and Zach's like, okay, but how many views? You don't want us to go?
Comments?
Are you jealous?
He said, I thought he said comments when he first asked.
No,
I was
we
gonna
need his
keep
like.
that low. Okay, sorry, I almost ruined it.
Might need to take
1,000
a
likes.
break here.
I'm that guy usually that. That's just
Oh
add the
man.
unnecessary part at the end.
What is it? For every like, I have to give you $1. I thought she was gonna say something cool like, has to eat a cheeseburger.
That's where I thought it was
Yeah,
going.
I know.
For every like we get, you have to eat a hot dog at Casey's in Disney World.
Yeah, or something.
I mean,
Yeah, that's what I thought he was going to say too.
Yeah, I thought
Damn.
she was about to be real clever, and she was
Or
like,
I thought she was going to be like, he's got to do a push-up.
she was like, money here.
She's like, basically, make sure you fund the trip too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, $1,000 will pay for a lot of it. Oh, I'm in
we
pain.
could work up a good like compromise / proposal to give to her.
Oh, you want to like draw out like we'll
Yeah.
go get a dry erase board.
Yeah.
And like draw out a plan.
Yeah.
And like why we have to
And
go.
make it ridiculous.
I feel like it needs to be a PowerPoint.
Ooh, I'm pretty good at PowerPoints.
I don't have the patience for PowerPoint.
Oh.
No. Like my PowerPoint would be like, click here, and it'd just be like, fireworks. Breathe. This is why we have to go to Disney World now.
I got very infomercial vibes.
Well, the only I think
Sad and gloomy in Kentucky.
I know what you need. Disney World.
And Harry Potter World.
Yeah, well, Hannah and I were talking about it. We've been to Universal Studios. I guess we're just going to talk about my giant size, as we always tend to. I went to Harry Potter World. Have I told you this story? I think
we talked about trains. You talked about the Hogwarts Express.
Yeah, we probably already talked about it. I can't go to it. It doesn't matter. If I go to any of these places, it's just because I want to hang with my bros and do some fun stuff and eat some good food.
Did it.
They don't let me on the rides. I'm too big for all of them, except for the kiddie ones. But then it's weird when big old me just walks into the kiddie rides alone. So,
Which kid's yours? I don't know yet.
I don't know yet. Still deciding. But see, it'll be fun because then me and your daughter can do the kiddie rides because I'm not going to be allowed on the big rides because I'm too wide. It'll be a good time. 1,000 likes, people. Help us get there.
Please.
Please. Because then she can't say nothing. I wish you
Then
just...
we can do a vlog from Disney World.
I don't mean to give you advice on how to handle your wife, but next time she agrees to something like that, just hang the F up. She said 1,000 like you should have said, okay, bye.
And don't let me talk.
Yeah, and make sure he's not in the room.
How many comments? Dallas is over here like pushing me.
Yeah, you know, the longer you let her talk on that one, the bigger the stipulations are going to get.
And he also said we could get 1,000 likes easy.
Well, I whispered it to you, yeah. Like, not easy, but like, I could beg for a week, like, on the internet, just like everyone.
Yeah.
Like, post on the Discord, guys, if you give this 1,000 likes, I get to go to Disney World. Like, I'd get there.
Do it. Do it.
I'd get there. It wouldn't be easy, but I'd get there.
Make for much better podcasts because if we don't get 1,000, we're just going to rallies again.
Yeah, which is not that fun. I am kind of hungry, though. Hannah was talking about getting food right before we started. Well, hopefully next week's
all thinking about
podcast.
rallies
Yeah, that's all I ever think about. Hopefully next week's podcast is like from Disney World, though. You won't be able
Wouldn't
to
that
go.
be badass?
I mean,
5 weeks vacation though. When can we do something?
I don't know if we nail something down soon. I could make sure I'm off.
How much notice do you have to have?
Well, it depends because like there has to be coverage there, and there are other leaders and managers that take vacation.
So what do you
but-
do exactly? Do you make the schedules and all that?
Yeah.
Or, okay.
Yeah,
I don't know why that sounded strange. What do you even do?
I'm like Chandler Bing of the group.
I just had snot come out of my nose. Sorry. I don't know why.
I do, but I still have a boss, and that's not
All
to
right.
be there. So, yeah, I'm not.
It's
the
not like you
top
just-
dog.
It's like you just waltz in whenever you want.
No.
It's not like you go to work tomorrow and be like, hey, guys, I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm going
to Disney World.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Not shit.
Go to try to plan. This is like our 5th plan to go to Disney World. That's literally half of our life as adults.
Yeah.
I've never been.
I mean, we need to go.
Yeah.
I've never been either.
Really?
How many times have you been?
Okay, here's a crazy idea.
Oh, God.
Oh, yes.
Well, first of all,
Bros
hold on,
trip.
wait. First of all, yes.
Yes?
Yes, now go.
Yes.
I agree fully.
Bros trip plus Hannah to Disney World.
Oh, you're saying leave the wife
And the kids.
and the
Do
kids.
it.
It might be strategically advantageous to leave the kid here for one trip.
I don't know where you're going with this, but Hannah, do you want to be one of the bros? I should put subtitles unenthusiastic, I guess.
She's like, you're gonna call me bro the whole time. aren't you?"
Well, in all seriousness, I've definitely worked really hard to make my life work in a way where if like my friends like, hey, you want to go to Disney World or whatever, I go yes. So if
I used to be that way, but I feel like I could.
6 kids later.
Exactly.
Yeah, but if you do, well, let's just do this on the podcast now. If you do look at your schedule sometime soon, say, got using them 5 weeks, I'd like to go to Disney World, do something. Let us know. We'll try to
Well,
make
here's
it
the
happen.
thing. You only need probably 2 days to hit. I mean, you can. I've hit every park in one day. It's not impossible, but you miss some stuff. I mean,
Especially
2 or
if we
3
don't have
days.
kids. It's just us three, and everybody's moving out of Dallas's way. Right. And we're just right there behind.
2 or 3 days will get you through everything.
I'm like a battering ram. All the kids are just like, ah. Well, I will say actually, and I don't remember if I told this on the podcast last time or not, but when I waited in line for the first couple rides at Universal and Harry Potter Land, and I couldn't fit on the rides. I tried to close the clamp, and they wouldn't go down. They were like, "We're so sorry. Here's 3 free front of the line tickets."
It's like almost worse. 'Cause
Yeah. Well, because then Hannah went on the next 3 rides by herself while I just stood there and watched. It sucked, but it was kind of okay because she.
we're sorry you can't ride our ride. Here's more tickets to ride.
Yeah. I did the first guy. The first guy that handed them to me, because I'll be honest with you, I kind of figured out what was what and then waited in line a couple more times. So Hannah got enough front of the line tickets to ride half the rides in the park by just walking straight to the front line and getting right on.
Nice.
That's what the ticket allowed. So it kind of worked out. She was able to do it all real quick. But the first guy that gave me free tickets, I didn't know it was coming. I didn't know that was their protocol. He gave me these free tickets. He's like, "Here, these will get you to the front of the next rides." I was like, "Are they bigger than this one?" He goes, "Not really."
This is the biggest one.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, that was
awesome.
But I don't know. I've always said, like, if I was going to go to Disney World, like, going with my friends and my siblings and their kids, it'd be fun. I mean, I don't know. You've taken a bunch of kids a couple times to Disney World, haven't you? Or at least your kid.
Once.
You took your kid once?
Yeah.
What'd she think about it?
She loved it.
Did you have more fun with or without the kid? Is that a dark question?
Well, my point in all that is a lot of the rides that like we would want to ride, the kid can't ride, so somebody has to sit out.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm perfect.
saying?
I'm your bro. I'm obviously sitting out
Not all. You could ride some of them.
like 90%.
Well,
You're going to be happy I'm there because you're going to be like, "Dallas, you're 7 foot tall. The height limit's like 5'4". You know? Can't get on.
Was the height the reason?
No,
Or
well,
the-
what it was with most of them, the height, I guess my shin bones are extra long. It was the leg locks. The thing wouldn't go down over my knees. It wouldn't lock in. That was
like
most
the
of
harness that like came down, it wouldn't.
them. Yeah, but it always seemed to be my knees. It wasn't even because, like, you know how, like, the wooden roller coaster ones at Holiday World
Yeah.
just come down right here and not over here.
Oh, so it's
This
like a
never,
lap
I don't
bar
recall
thing.
this being a problem. It was, just a lap bar.
Okay.
And, like, I would try to put my legs in sideways and crunch my hush puppies, and it just didn't work out for me. But I don't know. I don't know how Disney World's rides go. I feel like fat people go to Disney World.
well. Side note: one of the best things about Disney World is the food.
Yeah.
Like they have some of these restaurants that are like family style and all you can eat buffets. Bruh,
You're just all you're worried about is the food.
pretty much. Yeah.
90%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I will say, the last time we went to our local theme park, Holiday World, that's what I was excited about, was some of the very specific snacks and all that stuff. But this was like right after COVID lockdown. Not right. It's way closer to now than COVID. But I didn't get to eat anything I wanted. It was all out. Like the blue ice cream.
I don't
You know
like
how
that.
do you know how theme parks have weird ice creams?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Disney World has Dole Whip, I think,
Yeah.
and our Holiday World has this like exclusive weird blue
Yes.
whipped ice cream. And that's all I thought about the whole time. I went straight to that window. They were like, "Sorry, we're out." And also, I don't know, a lot of you guys aren't gonna know this, but you guys will. Our theme park, Holiday World, it's all like high school kids.
Yeah.
They work there during the summer, and they're all barely older than 14 or 15.
Yeah, because in Indiana, you can be a younger age
Right.
than Kentucky. So a lot of like younger high school kids go over there to work.
Yeah, they like bus them from town over
Oh,
there.
yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
big deal,
Yeah.
kids working over there, because they employ like 1,000 kids a day. But I'm over there, and I'm like, I go to the window. I'm like, "Guys, I'll have some of that blue ice cream." And these two like 13-year-old kids were just like, "I'm so sorry, sir, we're out." They looked like super scared, like I was gonna be mad. I really feel like whoever had just walked up and got denied the blue ice cream for me must have chewed those kids out. Cause
Probably. What do you mean?
Yeah, it still haunts me that they looked so scared when I asked for blue ice cream.
I work for a pretty common company, and anytime we're out of anything, people have always drove over an hour to come get it.
Really?
And so I can imagine a place like Holiday World.
Oh
yeah, out of blue ice cream. It's like
We're like,
I drove 3 hours to come to this park today.
just for the blue ice cream.
Yeah, and you don't have it. You know?
So when where you work is out of something and someone tells you they've driven from
Every
through-
time we
do
have
you believe them every time?
no.
Is it just like a
It's
tactic?
amazing how many people drive over an hour to get here, or 2 hours.
Yeah.
Well, you could be in Nashville in 2 hours.
Yeah, don't come to the smaller town.
Yeah.
There was definitely a bigger town with 5 of your stores,
within the
amount of time they drove in a different
that
direction.
they're telling me they drove.
Yeah.
Always. Anytime we're out of something.
Yeah, because we're set.
I can imagine a place like Holiday World where there's only one.
Yeah. The one place that has the blue
Yep.
ice cream. Well, you guys will have to check back with us next week to find out if we're going to I keep wanting to say Holiday World, Disney World or not, but fingers crossed. Well, funny enough, Alex texted me this morning and was like, I need to take a vacation. I'm ready. Where are we going? What are we doing? And I was like, well, I kind of am planning on going to Chicago this weekend, so we can do that. And then, of course, every time we do this, it always
As soon
goes.
as I go to work tomorrow, I'm looking at my calendar.
Please do.
I'm gonna let you know.
I mean, let us
At
know.
least for a weekend or something.
Yeah. How does that work at work? Like, is there a calendar with open days that you can
Yeah.
pick?
Yeah. So there's because there's 3 of us that can do my job,
Okay.
and so we fill in for each other on vacations. So as long as they're not on vacation, and it's
Yeah.
basically as long as there's coverage, I can go.
Right. Well, we'll have to
So.
figure that out. Well, I wanted to talk about something else. Do you guys see the new decoration?
Oh yeah.
Did you notice that?
Dallas Avenue.
We've always had merch. Like we were way too small when we started having merch on our for our YouTube page and stuff. But like, it's always worked surprisingly well. If we make a cool shirt that has something to do with thrifting, Hannah wears it a couple times. I wear it a couple times. It does surprisingly well to be as small as the YouTube channel as we are, 10,000, 12,000 subs. But I'm saying that because it's always been weird. Sometimes it'll be shirts with my names on them. So, like, I don't like walking around with something that says Tendo, and I certainly wouldn't like walking around with something that says Dallas. So, I've been looking for more things to hang on this wall to make our backdrop look cooler as we go and do more of this
Kinda
podcast.
cover up the
The stupid wallpaper, the 1930s wallpaper. So, that sign has been downstairs for like 2 years at my house. This house that we're currently living in. And so, like, I came home 2 years ago for the first time, and my dad just had it sitting there, and I was like, oh, no. Because, I don't know if you guys know where it's at, but there's a Dallas Avenue here in town. Do you know where it is?
Off the top of my head, no. I know I've driven
I don't-
by
I
it.
don't.
It's right behind Moonlight. Owensboro, Teachers Federal Credit, or Evansville
Yeah.
like 54
Credit
Pizza
Union.
and stuff
Yeah.
Yes.
over there? Oh, okay.
You know that bank right there?
Yeah.
Well, that little L Street, the baseball field. It's
Yeah.
Dallas Avenue. Some of you guys watching, I know.
I drive down that road every day.
Do you really?
Not every day, but
A lot. Yeah, yeah. If you're
I didn't know it
from,
was called Dallas Avenue.
it is funny enough, and it is one of those streets that
Most
like
people call it. What's the name of the road that it starts with a B?
that like Goodwill's on and Burger
no,
King.
the other one that comes off.
Oh, the other way.
Oh,
I think most people call that road that name. It starts with a
Probably
B.
because
Yeah.
this is where it gets weird. First of all, because one of you just made a point, you drive down it a lot. It's one of those roads that, like, if you're from here and you live here, you know that's a quicker cut to go here than to go on
Yes.
Carter. A lot of people use it as like a shortcut. So locals will be very familiar with it. Anybody who's just familiar with Owensboro but doesn't spend a lot of time here is not going to be as familiar with it. So that's kind of number one. Number two, yes, the streets that connect to the bigger street aren't named Dallas Avenue. So it's kind of like you just wouldn't know unless you've paid attention to that street sign. So my whole life, my dad, he takes that road as a shortcut every day. So if I've ever ridden with him in the last 10 years, he'll drive by that sign. He says, and he'll go, Dallas, one of these days, I'm going to back my truck right up to that sign. And I'm just going to take it off. And it's even got as far as he's like, I wonder how it's connected. And he would pull up real close to the sign and see that it's got Allen head. It's got bolts with Allen heads in it.
Right.
So he's like, oh, I just need to bring my Allen head wrenches. We'll get that off there. He said this and made those jokes for 10 years. And I was just giggle, but like, I don't want it. It's not a big deal. So I walk in here about 2 years ago, and I see that you can't mistake street sign green, right?
I mean,
It's like sticking out of behind a cabinet, like a chifforobe, old style chifforobe cabinet. And I'm like, Dad, what is that? He goes, oh, man, pull that out of there. And I pull it out, and it's a giant Dallas Avenue. It's got my name on it, sign. And I'm like, no. And he's like, yes. I'm like, no, that's a crime. Like, I start going, oh God, because like, I remember some real subtle, like I just have several memories of street sign situations with other people. Like I remember someone being like kicked out of our dorm room because they had one on their wall. And I remember this girl just throwing a fit. She's like, I bought this at a junk store. Like, I didn't go steal it. Why are you guys, So there's just these, I don't know if it's like I'm sure it's, I don't know how serious of a crime or how serious, I don't know what the previous litigation and precedent for people being prosecuted for stealing street signs, but I'm just like, no. And he goes, no. After like winding me up for 10 minutes and telling me he stole it, he goes, no. I know a guy, and I told my buddy who, has something to do with these street signs, if you guys are ever like replace that one, I don't know how this works, if I can buy it or whatever. I'd like to get that one if you ever recycle it or whatever. And the guy's just like, oh, okay, Dennis. And he said, like, the next day he came home, my dad, and that street sign was on his front porch. Now, when I saw it, while he was telling me he stole it, I was like, you're lying to me, and you want to know why? And you guys are going to look next time you're on this road, look at that street sign when you go. It's like this big.
Oh, it's like one of the ones that are like on top of stop signs.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
tiny.
Yes.
Which I honestly would almost prefer, but I don't want one. I don't know why I'm saying I prefer it. It's so dumb, but it's tiny. And I was like, this thing is huge, Dad. Like, you guys can see. Actually, I have no idea what your camera view looks like, but there's a street sign that says Dallas, and it's like this big. It's huge. So he was like, my dad was like, he must have made it. He must have taken some extra materials he had left over and just made it or something, because
It's still awesome though.
yeah, because that's how I knew he didn't steal it, though, because that sign hasn't changed in 100 years. It still has the same scratches it always has, and it's huge though. And honestly, I think that's the ones that hang from stoplights.
Yeah.
Yeah, those don't hang on the street. So yeah.
And it's a smaller road where it would be one of the ones on top of like a stop sign. So
Yeah.
Not one that hung from a light.
Yeah, for sure. So
But Biddle Road is the road I was thinking. Like,
oh yeah.
most people, I think, just
Did you look it up on your phone?
associate Dallas Avenue with Biddle Road.
Yeah, I don't
Kinda
think
right
a lot of
there.
people know that's what it's called. So
It's just a shortcut.
yeah, that's an interesting one. But I don't know. I see a lot of street signs and old junk stops, and I can't tell you how many times at a Goodwill I've almost bought a stop sign. I'm like carrying it around the thrift store, and then I'm like, why do I don't need this.
What do they price that at?
I don't know. Like at a thrift store, you mean?
Yeah.
Like how much one cost? I've definitely seen yield signs and stuff at Goodwill outlets where it would just be priced by weight, $1.35 a pound, and you can probably asked, can I have this for $5? They'll be like, sure. So I don't know, but I have seen junk stores, and honestly, I don't remember the price at these, but I've definitely seen junk stores where there's just like a metal rack and it's nothing but street signs. I've seen stoplights too. I've always wanted a stoplight too.
Yeah, that would be cool to have though.
That's another irrational one though. Like, what do you need a stoplight for?
But still,
But you want it? Yeah. But I've almost bought
We're
them.
gonna have a whole ass road in here. Just signs and
Yeah.
lights.
No, I'll tell you what I would do. I've got a nephew who's just super into tractors and cars and trucks and stuff, and I've been hooking him up with all the good stuff from the thrift. I'm just gonna blow his mother's mind, and one day she's gonna come home and his room's just gonna be decorated with like stoplights and stop signs and
Exactly.
traffic lights. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, so I don't know. I guess I'm pretty proud of that. My dad, none of us are gift givers in this family. So,
I get you.
we don't buy each other things that are thoughtful and stuff. It's not normal. So that's definitely, a kind of a...
Get you like a Dallas street, Dallas road.
Just go on down them. Well, if you guys are watching and you see any street signs in the wild at thrift stores or anything like that, I don't mean street signs on the streets, or I'm going to have a bunch of nonsense pictures. Definitely go over to our Discord or something.
All across the United States, all across
Yeah.
the country, Dallas Avenue signs.
Okay, two things. If there's a Dallas Avenue in your area, go take a picture, put it on the Discord. But also, next time you see some street sign type stuff in thrift shops, whatever, definitely go post a picture on the Discord. I'd like to see them, because eventually I'm trying to set up a nice podcast area for us, and then for Hannah and I to do podcasts. And I keep not quite figuring it out. Like, I think our last podcast was in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it was too dark. I didn't really have a comfortable time. I don't know about y'all. So
I had trouble with this.
yeah. So I came back out here for this one, and I've been thinking about. I've got like photo backdrops I could hang back here, but I feel like if I just keep putting weird stuff long enough, this will eventually cover up the the flower. That's going to be a good way to gauge our podcast. One of these days when we're like on podcast 700, this wall is finally going to lose its last little bit of flower.
And And they'll be like, "This is an old episode. Look how much wall I
Yeah,
can see."
there's like two things. Well, what is up here now? This is a funny one. I know this is terrible because you guys can't really see this stuff on camera, but
Sorry.
this, my brother must have made this in like first grade. It's like a picture of him and a picture torn out of a magazine of teddy bears. And it's like, my name's Dakota. I was born on this day. I like stuffed animals. My brother's birthday is September 5th, and we like to ride horses. And it's actually got a picture of. Even if this was on camera, we wouldn't be able to see it because this photo's still faded. But we used to do horse shows.
Oh, yeah.
My
Won
little
first place.
my little brother. Did we really?
It says
Oh yeah.
won first
You
place.
know what it was? It was like a brother horse. It was like, you go to horse shows at like state fair and stuff. Some of the things you can participate in are a little goofy. So it was like older brothers leading little brothers on the horses. So we won first place because we were the dopest brothers, trotting the horse, around the thing. I say trotting; they were walking horses; they couldn't trot. But yeah, so that's really all we got. And then these signs, I think, are from like the $5 store. I don't even know. This one's cool. Well, I can't get it off.
Bread
but
truck, sweet
Someone
bread
made us.
truck.
What do you call one of those, Hannah? The
Cross stitch.
The cross stitch needle point thing. It's called cross stitch or needle point.
Some of them are cross and some embroidery.
Okay, well, someone hand embroidered something for our bread truck, and then I blew the bread truck up. But I'm going to keep the cross stitch in memoriam
Yeah.
of the bread truck. What do you guys think we should hang back there for next week? You guys got to bring us something weird. We need your whooping paddle.
That's what.
You don't have to. Obviously, it's an important heirloom to your being,
the-
so it doesn't need to stay. But we should definitely adorn the wall with it
For
once
the
or twice.
longest time, I had one of the flyers we made for one of our shows.
No way.
I don't know. I went to look for it. And I can't find it, but I had one for the longest time. And it cracked me up because I remember we made a bunch of them. We handed a few out. But we handed most of them out like at the show.
Oh, really? Like that made sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Just kids, but
One of these days when we've done a few more podcasts and I have all this set up and we can like get on the internet together while we podcast. I've still got the footage from a lot of that. We could go back and look at some of it.
that'd be fun.
Me and Zach were trying to be serious, super serious musicians for a while.
We were. Made a music video, I think.
Yeah,
Couple of 'em.
we kind of. I don't think the music we made together we ever made albums, but I was very obsessive about buying empty CD cases and printing out artwork for them. And I've got a couple of both of our albums that we made laying around.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Put one up.
Yeah, just hang it up on the wall. But yeah, we need to come up with something else to hang up there because, like, I don't know how high the camera goes. It's pretty high, but we need to just cover this wall.
It goes right up to your hand.
Oh, did it really? About there?
Right there.
Heck yeah.
Oh, that's perfect.
Heck yeah. Well, anything else you guys want to talk about before we get out of here this week? I don't know what the time's at because I can't see the computer screen. But I really hope we come back for next week's podcast and have a solid plan for going to Disney World.
1,000
Hell
likes.
yeah.
It would be good vlog content. I'd probably have to go to a Goodwill while I was down there just to see how it is. Because I've never
100%.
thrifted in Florida. I hope it's weird.
It'd be cool to podcast out of a hotel room.
You think so? Just take my microphones with me.
Yeah,
We'll sit
just
out
sit
on the
on
balcony and
Yeah.
we'll do it. You just got a little too excited.
I just want to be where it's warm right now.
Yeah. Fair
Well,
enough.
I feel that. I don't know. I keep having people ask me how long you staying, how long are you back for good, and
Hard question to answer.
It is. It's very difficult because when we first came back, I was like, actually, the original plan before we ever moved back, I said, let's just go. Let's not even move. Let's go home through Christmas, through the holidays, see how we like it. If we like it, maybe we'll go back permanent. I didn't know. Now we're here. We're kind of like, I don't know. But I don't think I'm going to leave before winter's over. And then once spring's here, it's too nice in the spring to leave.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe in the middle of the muggy summer, it'll drive me away then. Maybe not. I don't know. I really don't know. I honestly, do you know with the flights to Orlando and stuff from here, are those closed down because of COVID?
No, they're going back up now.
Well, no. I mean, why were they gone?
Oh, they shut down, I think, like once a year for plane maintenance.
Oh, so it's not even a big deal that
Right.
they're shut down right now.
Gotta get that prop plane fixed up.
Yeah, I can't imagine what you'd actually have to pay to take a prop plane from here to Florida. But
$40 down there.
yeah,
Shit.
well, how much are the flights from here to Orlando from here?
Today they were $39 for Monday.
Hold on, they're back up now?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to tell you.
I've misunderstood everything you said today. Why are we not going?
We got to get 1,000 likes now.
Wait,
I said sweet talk her.
$40 each way.
well, so here's the thing: it's $40 for the ticket, and then you have like your baggage fee and all that. By the time
Bro,
I
I'll
ran
go
the-
naked.
you get a carry-on bag, so that's good. By the time I ran the prices for me, my wife, and my kid, there and back, everything $400.
So, but it's 40 each way though.
It was, what was it? 30. It was 39 down there and 31 back, I think, something like that.
I'll buy the tickets right now. I don't know why we're not going. Funny enough, here, let me tell you how today went, because Alex and I have been passionately texting about this, about potentially going, and he says, I'm going to go look at the prices and I'll get back to you. I didn't understand when you said that our local airport was open again and flying there.
Yeah.
So when you said 400, I thought 400 for you two, 400 for me and Hannah. And that sounded like a lot, but it sounds like if I don't buy any extras or nothing, and it's like $60 a piece round trip, $80 a piece round trip. That's super cheap.
Yeah. They also charge to pick your seat. I just remembered that.
Do you have to pick your seat?
You don't have to.
Put
but
me
like,
in the back, naked. You don't understand how cheap I can be.
You just have your fanny pack on right
Yeah,
there.
I'm saying you're talking like I'm broke. Like I don't care. Like I could pay for the extras, but like if that were the issue, I'm just trying to make a point. It's not an issue. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All right, Zach, you got to figure out how to go. It's like $60.
We'll figure it out then.
Yeah, you got a nice jacket on. You don't look broke.
No.
Let's go. What are we doing? Why are we not doing this? Your wife is going to be. I don't know why, but in these particular situations, your wife is lovely. Bree, if you're watching, I think you're a lovely human being. But for some reason, Alex gets this sly smile, and I'm just certain in my brain he's using me as a scapegoat. Like I moved back to town, and there's this fantasy in my head that his wife is just like, I'm going to kill Dallas. He has to go.
no.
Alex is over there, but Dallas.
He's like, you're giving away my secrets, man. Like,
I will say,
you got to get her reaction if we do get 1,000.
I will.
Record it. And like, hey, look at
You
that video.
said. I don't know what to tell you. You guys have to like this video. Please don't even watch it. I don't care. Just like it. Get your mom to like it. We have to go to Disney World. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't ask you guys for much.
If you want a picture of this guy in mouse ears, like the video.
You gotta sell them something better than that. I'm pretty sure I've got some mouse ears in the other room.
Mouse ears naked?
Naked. Mouse ears naked. Loincloth. Tarzan. I'll find Tarzan.
Tarzan.
Yeah. In Disney World.
Yeah.
Don't get excited. Is there Tarzan running around the park?
No.
No?
I've never seen one.
No. That's another good one. I've never been to Disney World. Okay, so the one in Cal, which one's World? Which one's...
World's Florida, land is Cali.
I'll never keep that straight as long as I live.
I don't know.
Well,
either.
Disneyland then.
Both Disney.
We went to it, and there's like shopping. There were shopping areas outside of it before you got to the part where you pay to go in. And it's already very theme park and very big. And I've been there. I've been to that. But I've never been in. I've never seen the people dressed up and stuff like that. So I'm very curious. Like, I feel like I'm going to go in there and I'm going to be like, I have to find X or Y character. And then, like, I'm not going to see them and I'm going to be disappointed. Like, what if you go to Disney World and Woody's not there? That's impossible, right? Like, Woody's top tier. Woody's got to be at Disney World at
seen
all
Woody.
times. Yeah.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
Gotta be.
I mean, like,
Yeah, I never thought about that. How heartbreaking that might be as a kid who has like his favorite Disney character. That's the whole.
but you're
reason
like
they
you're the poor kid that just loved Anastasia.
Yeah.
Was that a Disney movie?
and it's just,
Or was it like a Fox movie? I don't know. Hannah, what's an obscure Disney movie? What's the one we saw on VHS?
What?
You were with us at the Goodwill Bins, and there was a Disney movie on VHS, and you guys were like, "I love this movie," and I felt like, what's that called? The Mandela effect. Berenstain Bears,
Yeah.
but like,
Yeah.
which timeline are we on? They're super excited about this Disney movie, and I've never heard of it.
We had like 40 movies lined up to buy there, though. I don't remember.
You guys have no idea what I'm talking about? How? That's it. We're in the alternate timeline. We're in the bad timeline where things go wrong. The world's going to explode. There's another universe out there where everything's going right. We were at the... Okay, so...
confirmed.
Alex went to the Goodwill bins with us as soon as we got home, and he got stoked because there was VHS that were real cheap, and he thought he'd buy his daughter some. But there was one VHS movie. I'm gonna have to go back and watch that episode now. It was some weird.
Did you talk about it in the episode?
Maybe, but we showed it. But it looked like a Sorcerer's and a Sword and Stone type movie. But it wasn't.
Was it?
No.
No, what, Sword and Stone?
It looked like it, kinda.
Oh,
This is not good podcast material. But there's Disney movies.
People are screaming probably at
Probably, but there were Disney movies that I just didn't know existed. So yeah, I'd hate to be the poor kid that loves some obscure Disney movie. And
I know what you're talking about.
can you picture it?
I can't think of the name of it.
It's just unbelievable. What? I have no idea. I've never seen it. It's not like Ferngully.
It's not like the Black Cauldron,
which
was it?
that's it. Yeah. Have you ever heard of the Black Cauldron?
Yeah.
You don't say yeah like I'm a crazy person.
You just know everything. I feel like when it comes to like
This feels like information I would know.
exactly. That's
but not only do I not know it.
I think you've had to have known it. You just forgot.
No.
No.
Have you ever, this is a perfect segue to something else I want to talk about before we wrap this up. Do you ever come across a new piece of information or rediscover an old piece of information and it like take your breath away? Do you have any idea what I'm talking about? Because I've got a story about something that happened this week that was very similar to seeing that VHS.
Like you mean like something like opened your eyes? Or you just
Well,
kind of realized something.
I'll tell you
you
what-
knew it, but you didn't really.
Well, I'll tell you what happened to me yesterday. Dad says to me, this is going to be kind of a weird long story, but not really. It'll be worth it, maybe.
We'll see.
Dad says, I want to cook steaks tonight. Why don't you and Hannah go to the grocery store and buy you a couple, and I'll cook them with the ones I got for me. Nice. My dad's really into meats. He's got a buddy that just started working at a grocery store, so he's kind of been alerted to when my dad sounds like such a freaking what's a good word? Like I don't know. He's always looking for a deal. He's always doing weird stuff. But he's got a buddy who's just started working at a grocery store. He's like, man, let me know when you get some good deals on meat. I'll come get it. So sure enough, dude's like, Dennis, I've got T-bones. What do we have? T-bones? I've got some T-bones and marking them down. Come get them, So Dad had these high-dollar T-bones. Of course, this is what he told me. In my mind, he like broke into the freezer truck and stole them. Not true. But you know my dad. You guys know, wouldn't put it past him. So he told me this, go buy a couple steaks, I'll cook them. And I kept saying, yeah, okay, whatever, doing what I do. And finally he was like, did you buy any steaks? I was like, no. He's like, come on. He takes me to the grocery store. And sure enough, I go pick up a couple steaks. I swear to God, I'm going to put them in the cart. He goes, no. Puts them back. Get these. I'm like, okay. I don't know. Because in my head, I'm going to buy them. He told me to buy them or whatever. And, of course, I grab myself a bag of Grippos. I grab a box of, you see a Star Crunch? You see my hoard back there behind the computer? Star Crunch, Grippos.
Star Crunch, yeah.
Grippos.
Grippos.
Yeah, we'll have some. We'll partake together some Star Crunch after the podcast. I put them in my cart, and I'm going to pay, and then my dad just pays for it. The most Dennis Blanton thing could be done. My whole life, this is my dad in a nutshell. And I'm telling you, I'm getting to the point, but Dad, can I borrow $20? I'm like an 18-year-old snotty-nosed kid, no gas money. Can I borrow $20? He'd be like, I'll give you $20, but you're going to pay me back. When are you going to pay me back? He'd always make me tell me, when are you going to pay me back? Thursday, you get paid? Okay, I'll see you Thursday. Call me. You got my money on Thursday? Come, money, here. And I'd go pay for it. I'd be like, oh, here, Daddy, just keep it. Every time. He's an asshole. But he's a nice asshole. You know what I mean?
Unless it's the leaf blower, but we don't have to get into that.
Well, yeah, leave the whole other story. So he goes, okay, let's go to the grocery store. I skipped the whole point of this story because we're going to the grocery store, and I'm like, Kroger's right there. He's like, oh, we're not going to Kroger. Again, if you know my dad, this would all make sense. We're going to, he names this grocery store I've never heard of. He says, it's over here on this road. And I go, there's nothing back there. He says, yes, there is. It's back past the middle school. It's really close to your house, actually. Well, ish. Well, I'm thinking about it wrong part of town. Do you know where Owensboro Middle School is in the 560? In that road straight back there? There's a shopping plaza back there.
Yeah.
When he
Used to be a pizza place.
Yes!
laundromat.
Yes!
Yeah.
He said that to me and my brain went, and I was like, this is another weird thing that's actually happened a couple times since moving back, where I'm not sure if even in my adulthood I went back there. I don't think I've been back to where that grocery store is since I was 10 or 12.
Yeah.
Like, and sure enough, we drove back there. This is in the middle of my hometown, a weird street you wouldn't know even if you are semi-familiar with this town. And he drives me back there, and it's a little like stamp in time that's never changed. It's always been crappy. It's always been a little crappy shopping complex in the middle of nowhere. And I felt the same way when I saw that VHS. I was like, this is unreal. This is either I've forgotten this existed or I'm in the alternate timeline. And so we went to this crappy little grocery store that's barely bigger than the top floor of this house. It's like double the size of this house. And that's it. Tiny little grocery store. Have you been in there?
What's it called?
Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
It's changed names a few times.
Is it
I
where
think
the
it's
Save a
called-
Lot used to be like right on Sherm?
I think it's called Priceless
Actually-
Foods now.
Okay.
isn't it?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
I say it's crappy. I say that to mean it's small. They had nice meats.
It's right there by the Carnival restaurant, right?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, all of you guys not
Used to
from
be Cecilia's.
Yeah.
see all you guys watching now from Owensboro are like, what are you guys talking about?
Sorry.
But no, it's fine. It's just like he told me where this grocery store was, and I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. But then we're like halfway there. And then it's right by the middle school. I went to middle school. You guys didn't go there, but my middle school. And I closed my eyes and thought real hard and like drove back there in my head and I went, it is there. Because like I remember buying a this podcast is never going to end. One time we were at the dollar store. Remember there was like a Dollar Tree? No. What's the orange one? Dollar General?
Family Dollar.
Family Dollar. There's a Family Dollar there.
Yeah.
And this is when my mother still lived here in town. So we're talking
wow.
like
Yeah.
1998. No, it was like 2001. And we were in that dollar store. And I was like, I kind of want this costume, but I don't know. And I just kind of heat and hawed about it. So we didn't get it. And I got home and I was like, Dad, there was this costume at the dollar store I wanted. My granny being my granny. She knew I was into costuming. Remember, I used to make Batman costume stuff. That was always something my grandmother was
Yeah.
really supportive of.
First 3 years I knew you.
I just had a Batman costume. It was kind of dope.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome.
Well, we thought it was awesome then, but you look at pictures now and it's pretty weird.
It's kind of like he's always dressed as Batman. It feels like every picture's Halloween, but it's not.
But it's just Dallas in the
Dallas.
background. Yep.
I found that picture the other day.
Yeah, well, somebody sends it to me like once a year. It's me on a lamp. I don't know why we thought this was cool, but it's like a street lamp, and I'm like 14 and
Yep.
skinny as this thumb, standing on this street lamp, like trying to be menacing, but really skinny. But then we thought it was cool. I thought I was Batman. Anyways, I get home, I tell my dad I want this costume. This is all weird coincidence, but the day before he'd asked me what this is when I pulled my big boy wallet out. Doesn't this look like a proper big boy wallet?
Oh yeah, it's perfect.
I call it my big boy wallet because it looks large. And I look like a child holding it.
Velcro.
But do you guys know what this is?
Dragon Ball Z, right?
Dragon Ball Z. This means turtle. And if you're watching and you know what that means, comment below. It's the one that Goku wore later. But it was a Goku costume with that symbol on the back. And so, again, being in the costume, I was like, Dad, that dollar store over there past my middle school, there's a costume I want. Can we go in it? And Granny's like, you take that boy to get that costume right now. That's just how I remember it. And sure enough, we went and bought it. It was a Goku costume. But you know how those crappy kids' costumes are. They're super plasticky.
Yes.
We went and got it. I brought it home, went in the bathroom, put it on, stood up, and it just ripped off of me. It was so small. But it said on the package, ages like 10 to 15. And I was 13 or 14.
The size of like an 18-year-old.
Of a 25-year-old. Yeah, absolutely. So it was bad times. But anyways, I told you all this to say that I had that moment with that grocery store where I was like, I forgot this existed. And that VHS gave me the same thing, but I went and watched YouTube videos of it, no recollection whatsoever. Because like you'd expect it to be like, you remember that Anastasia movie or Ferngully or and then some of the like Ferngully's not Disney. Is Anastasia a Disney movie? Somebody tell me before I go nuts. Does anybody know?
I don't. I mean,
I think it is.
I would have said it was.
Wait,
and now you have me questioning.
what's Fantasia?
Fantasia is Disney.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I'm thinking of. Anastasia's not.
Right.
Fantasia is.
You got me questioning everything right now.
Yeah, it was.
I'm confused.
But wouldn't you expect? Do you know what Fantasia is?
Yes, yes.
But wouldn't you expect someone to go, "I've never seen that"? You know, it's kind of a
And
weird.
you're like, yeah. Maybe you see a clip of it, and then you're
What?
like, oh.
So it is a Disney movie now because Fox owned it and Disney bought it. But it wasn't when we were kids. extra layers of confusing. But there's just a whole ass Disney movie from our childhood that I never saw. Just never heard of it. Never crossed my path. And you guys ever have moments like that where like you discover something that you just should have known existed? It's like, oh crap, there's a South Dakota or a North Dakota. I didn't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't know.
I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Yeah,
I can't either. I'll have to let you know some more because I've had several of those moments here in town where there's just like some store and I'm like, what's that? And my dad's like, it's been there your whole life. What are you talking about? I don't know.
Well, that shopping center is like right in the middle of like residential.
Yeah, like
area.
it's surrounded by cul-de-sacs and stuff.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of like a weird commercial area, like just planted right there.
Yeah,
So it's kind of easy to forget.
for sure. Well, you guys comment below and let us know if you've got any weird. You ever? Someone has to be watching that knows what I'm talking about. Because I've been having that feeling a lot lately with stuff where I'm just like. You know, like I've had it a couple times with snacks. I think maybe Star Crunches are one. Oh, Grippos.
Oh, because that's
So
yeah.
Grippos don't exist out west. Correct me if I'm wrong, but
I think they're kind of pretty local.
Well,
around.
I had this conversation last night with my dad, and I said I haven't had Grippos since I left home 10, 12 years ago. And he goes, yeah. He said the same thing. They're pretty local. And sure enough, I looked at the bag, Cincinnati, Ohio.
I was gonna say right there.
If you have no idea what we're talking about, it's a brand of chips that are as common around here as Doritos. People around here would not believe, I think, if they were told that Grippos don't exist sometimes in other places. They're just as big. You know, of course, they don't have Super Bowl commercials. So maybe not same, but
Probably right here, they probably outsell like the Lay's barbecue chips.
oh yeah, I
The
bet
black
$100.
bag.
Yeah, and I would say they're
Pretty
better.
similar to that.
Yeah.
But better. Yes,
They're
I
very
think
good.
Right here, they probably sell better than those.
And I hadn't thought about them in years, and we're in the grocery store that I previously hadn't thought about in 10 years, and I saw them on the shelf, and I was like, yes, it's time. I will have Grippos. And Star Crunches. I don't know if those are out west or if I'm just like back home and reliving my childhood right now or something, but I saw those Star Crunches. Do you guys watch it?
Really?
It's a Little Debbie cake, if you don't know, the Star Crunch. I'm pretty sure those should be common all around. But I saw a box up on the shelf at the grocery store and was just like,
Unless they went away for a while, because I had a similar with the Star Crunch when I saw them at Kroger's or at Kroger, but
yeah, I don't know.
Oh man, I haven't
Well,
had those in a while. So I wonder if they went away or kind
They
of
could have.
for a little bit, and they brought them back kind of slowly or something.
This is a random thought. Y'all remember Cream Savers?
No.
Cream saver,
Really?
The little red and
The red and orange
White,
like
yeah.
candies?
yeah.
Yeah.
Could I have some? I swear to God, if you went.
They had like orange flavor and
Yeah.
I think like
Hang
is it
on.
strawberry? Strawberry.
Should I? Have we had these? Hannah shaking. But you know what he's talking about?
I had when I was like,
Hannah said she had was good. Is it like church candy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro, I know those.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Somebody.
Strawberries and
There's always
cream.
the old woman that has those at church, and then the old man has the Werthers.
Yeah. Well, like this is the candy you got handed at church when you were being bad, and the
Yes,
woman in front of you wants you to
distract you.
shut the hell up.
Like,
Yeah.
here, hard.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Cream savers. Is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, 100%. You know, okay, we're going to end this podcast, I swear. But you know what that reminds me of? You remember the caramel and apple suckers?
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I need to know. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. Comment something below. I don't know. Actually, don't. I don't even care if you comment. 1,000 likes.
But 1,000 likes.
1,000 likes. So that we can take it to Bree. I mean, this has...
What will we do for them if we get 1,000 likes?
I'll get naked.
I don't think that's an incentive.
Man,
Hannah said, I don't think it's an incentive.
people had liked this video up to this point.
Yeah.
They went back and took their like away.
Yeah. Just like, don't do it. Don't do it. I don't know. What do you
Just
think?
kidding.
Oh, I don't know.
Don't promise the moon.
I'm not saying anything.
I've made him scared. I don't know. We're going to Holiday World. Fuck me. We're going to Disney World.
Going to Holiday World to eat the pizza.
Yeah, and I'll make really cool videos while we're there. That's what I'm offering. It's all I have in this world is the ability to hit record. I've got nothing else. So 1,000 likes. Until next time, guys. Peace out.